the lecture for the second part of Chapter 14 that looks at additional materials PR professionals create for the mass media. These materials include media kits, mat releases, media alerts, fact sheets, and also discusses how PR professionals distribute information to the media. Let's begin by talking about media kits. Sometimes called press kits, media kits are used to give editors and reporters a variety of information so a reporter can write a story about the event or product. Traditional kits come in a 9x12 folder with inside pockets and include a basic news release, a news feature about the product or service, a fact sheet about the product, organization, or event, photos, bios on the spokesperson or chief executives, a basic brochure, and contact information. A second type of media kit is the digital media kit, and these digital versions are becoming the norm today. They are sent via email, a website, a CD, or by flash drive. Traditional digital media kits include retail product photos, executive officer photos, trademark information, industry association links, retail product brochures, and video footage. Mat releases are a variation of the traditional news release. These provide consumer information and tips on various subjects with only a brief mention of the nonprofit or corporation that has distributed the release. They were originally sent in mat form, but today they are distributed in a variety of formats, such as Word documents, JPEGs, and PDFs. These can be run as a feature in a newspaper or offered as video and audio features for broadcasting companies. The benefits are newspapers and broadcasting companies can use them to fill up space for virtually no cost. Please take a look at the example on page 376 of the textbook for an excellent example of what a mat release looks like. Sometimes a PR staff member will send a media alert, also known as a media advisory, out to reporters and editors. Media alerts are used to let the media know about an interview opportunity or what photo and video possibilities are available. Usually the format of writing a media alert includes using bullet points rather than long paragraphs. Please take the time to look at the example provided on page 377. Another type of PR tool is a fact sheet. These are two kinds of fact sheets that the textbook outlines. One is a summary sheet about the characteristics of a new product that serves as a quick reference for a journalist writing a story. The second one is called a corporate profile, which is a one-page summary in bullet list format that gives the basic facts about an organization or a company. Media gatekeepers get thousands of news releases and media kits, so it is vital to get your story noticed. The textbook offers some guidelines if you are pitching a story by email. You should use a succinct subject line that tells the editor what you have to offer, but don't be cute or gimmicky. Keep the message brief, so it should fit on one screen of your computer at most. Don't include attachments, as most will not open them due to the possibility of virus attacks. You should also not send blast emails to large numbers of editors because they could be tagged as spam. If you do, send it to smaller groups of recipients. You should send tailored email pitches to specific reporters and editors, and regularly check the names in your email database to remove redundant recipients. You should also give editors the option of getting off of your email list, but also give editors the chance to sign up for your emails. And finally, you should establish an email relationship with media members so people know who is sending the email to them. News releases, photos, media kits, and other media materials are distributed through 5 methods: mail, fax, email, electronic wire services, and online newsrooms. The textbook focuses on 2 widely used methods today: the electronic news service and online newsrooms. We'll begin by looking at electronic news services. Almost all organizations use wire services to distribute news releases, photos, and advisories. 2 major newswire services are Business Wire and PR Newswire, and they each transmit over 25,000 news releases a month to daily newspapers, broadcast stations, ethnic media, financial networks, and online news services. Electronic news services provide a cost-effective way to reach thousands of media across the globe. The second type is online newsrooms. Most organizations have a press room or newsroom as part of their website. This provides a journalist news releases and organizational information. Journalists can also download graphics, photos, videos, position papers, and annual reports. Since this is a format journalists use for information, online newsrooms should be simple, offer high-resolution photos, and a link should be provided to connect the newsroom to the company homepage. In today's constant news cycle, it's important for an organization to keep an updated online newsroom with up-to-date news and features. A recent study found that 98% of journalists think it's important for a company to have an online newsroom, and 30% of journalists surveyed visit an online newsroom at least once a week. Oftentimes, journalists want an interview with an organizational spokesperson, and the public relations department has to set the interview up. It is a PR responsibility to make sure your company's spokesperson is prepared for the interview. When preparing someone for an interview, a PR professional should advise the interviewee to say key messages that the organization wants to communicate. Often it is recommended that the spokesperson says 3 key messages 3 times in an interview. Interviews with newspaper or magazine reporters result in a printed article. The PR practitioner and the interviewee have no control what the reporter writes, and you should never ask a reporter to approve what will be written. A news conference is a more formal approach to a media interview and is often called a press conference. These provide quick, widespread dissemination of a person's comments and opinions to a number of reporters at the same time. The most important thing to consider when planning a news conference is to ask if you really need to do one. You must have news that is newsworthy to hold a news conference. You never want to have one just to have media show up. When organizing a press conference, there are a few things you need to do. You should select a convenient location that gives minimal travel time for the media. You'll need to set a date and a time. This should be from mid-morning to mid-afternoon, but you need to avoid Mondays, Fridays, and holidays. You should distribute a media advisory about the upcoming news conference when appropriate, and write a statement for the spokesperson to give at the conference. The statement should always be rehearsed and understood by the spokesperson. You should try to anticipate questions so the spokesperson can readily answer difficult questions, prepare a media kit, and prepare visual materials as necessary. It is important to make advanced arrangements for the room. You'll need to think about chairs, a center aisle for photographers, a lectern, and a microphone. And finally, you should arrive 30 to 60 minutes early to double-check arrangements. Don't forget to test the microphone and arrange name tags for guests. Many of the guidelines for a press conference apply to an online news conference. The good thing about these is more people can participate, so attendance is usually better for these than face-to-face news conferences. While news conferences tend to be more business-like and time-efficient, sometimes an organization wants a more personal approach. 2 ways to get to know journalists and editors on a more personal basis is through media tours and press parties. We'll begin with media tours. There are 3 kinds of these: a junket, a familiarization trip, and a media tour. Junkets occur when editors and reporters are invited on a trip to view facilities or a new product. A familiarization trip is offered to travel writers and editors by the tourism industry, and a media tour is often used in the technology industry that usually goes along with a product launch. Another technique is hosting press parties. These may be a luncheon, dinner, or cocktail party. Usually at the end of the event, the host or hostess makes a pitch or a brief statement. Thank you for listening to the lecture for the second part of Chapter 14. We discussed several important ways PR practitioners can create and disseminate information to the mass media. These include the use of media kits, mat releases, media alerts, and fact sheets, how to pitch a story to journalists, distributing media materials, and prepping for media interviews, news conferences, media tours, and press parties. Thank you for listening.